Hey y'all, you're listening to a Q&A with S&J.
Welcome to the Flip Lifestyle Podcast, where life always comes before work. We're your hosts, Shane and Jocelyn Sands. We're a real family that figured out how to make our entire living online. And now, we help other families do the same. Are you ready to flip your life? All right, let's get started. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast. Super excited to bring you another episode this week. On today's podcast, we're going to give you a glimpse of what it's like to be inside the Flip Your Life community and specifically on one of our member calls. Jocelyn and I do live member calls twice a month where we invite our members to come on and ask us questions about their online business so that we can answer them directly and help them take their business to the next level. The questions you're about to hear are real questions from members of the Flip Your Life community. You're going to hear me and Jocelyn help these members find the answers to their questions, and we know those answers are going to help you and your business too. If you would like to ask me and Jocelyn a direct question, we would love to have you on our next member call. Becoming a member of the Flip Your Life community is easier than ever because it's free. That's right. You can get your first month free and attend our next 2 member calls where you can ask us questions directly. All you have to do is go to fliplifestyle.com/free and you can start your free month today. We can't wait to see you on a future member call, but until then, enjoy today's Q&A with S&J. All right, so let's see, Jocelyn. I think the first person up this time on this Q&A is going to be Kathy. Hey, Kathy, how you doing?
Hello, I'm well. I'm getting some rest finally from that last weekend. That was a lot.
We are starting to recover all from. Kathy was with us at Flip Your Life Live, so we got to hang out in person just a few days ago.
I think most of these people in this.
And that's right. There's a lot of people here that were at Flip Your Life Live, and but awesome. that's what we do. We just keep going. We take the next step. That was our last step, Kathy. This is our next step.
Okay, I'm ready.
You ready to rock? All right, what's your question?
I'm ready to hear it. Okay, well, so I've decided that I'm going to, this was a success story from the live because someone I was sitting next to, I just happened to mention that, I'm working on my course. I've got that first module written but now I need to go back and write these other modules. And she said, well, why don't you just record that first one and launch with that? And it was like this light bulb moment.
Whoever said that, I'll give them an amen.
Someone has been listening.
That's right.
Yeah, that makes
That's
me
right.
Yeah,
you don't got to wait for it all to be done. We can just roll it out and we'll get it done later.
And apparently I haven't been listening because that came as question.
The
lightning moment for me. I'm like, okay, great idea. So my question is really for those beta or founding members. I know you don't like to call them beta. Should I limit the number that I initially sort of allow in? I would imagine from my perspective, I'd want to do that, but at what number do you limit it at? And do I announce that I'm limiting, I'm only allowing 20 in or whatever? And then do I say to them, I eventually, for instance, think that I'll be charging whatever, $50 a month, but for now it's going to be X amount.
Perfect.
Yes.
That is a great question, Kathy. And a lot of people ask that question because it is overwhelming. Like, how many things do I pitch? How many things do I say? And the answer to your question actually is all of the above. Okay. Number one, anybody launching a product, we highly recommend you do cap, especially if it's a community, because you're not just selling your product. You're not just learning how to sell your product. You're going to have to learn how to manage a community, right? We got a ton of people in this room right now. We got a ton of people in our forums that are asking questions. We got a bunch of people on social media. So there's a lot to manage. And if you do it in chunks like cohorts, it's really going to make it easier on you. Usually we start with about 25. 25 is kind of the magic round number. You can always open again next month.
But we don't always specify. Sometimes we'll just say there's a limited number of spots available. So that way, if 27 people are interested, probably you're going to let the other two in, right?
But you want to have it in your mind what your limit is. What do you think that you can handle? You know what I'm saying? And you want to keep it in that ballpark, okay? You do want to tell people there are only 25 or 27 or 30 spots because that's going to create additional scarcity, right? Not just this starts Monday. This starts Monday, but only for 30 people. And we've even gone as far to be hey, I just sent this out to a list of 1,000 people. You're competing now with 1,000 people to get these spots. If you can create that competition, people will go after it as well. Okay. Pricing wise, you do want to promote that it is a founding member rate. It's a discount. This will be $49. I'm letting you in for $29. All those things are going to help push those people into your membership. Okay. So do all of the above, create as much scarcity and urgency as you can. Some people can handle 50 people in their first cohort. Some people can handle 30. We always went with 25. I think we did 3 25s. We did 25, then we did 25 more, then we did 25 again. And then when we finally opened it up in the membership, we had like 120. We just opened it up and like we had over 100 join in one night. So, but we had learned how to handle that many people. So it was okay. Okay. So that's a really good question. And anyone in here who has not launched their membership yet, if you have one module done, you should do it because Kathy's doing it. And she's a good example. Okay.
She's ready.
She's ready to go. All right. Who we got next?
All right. Next is Steve.
Hey, Steve. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
We are pumped to talk to you, man.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk to you too.
Awesome. What's your question, buddy?
Well, it's probably a really unfair question, but it's a real question. So it's the one I'm going to ask. So I have determined working through my budget and stuff a little more. I've started using Profit First and just kind of go. That's actually where I found y'all. So kudos for that.
Love Mike.
Yeah, awesome. Very good stuff. So in using that, I've determined that for this, and basically what I have is a service business. I do websites and marketing for coaches, speakers, authors. I've been doing it for quite a while now, but I'm starting to add a community element to it, starting with the people who already use my services. So they actually pay monthly. There's no such thing as like a $3,000 website with me. Like it's all subscription based. Okay. So I started to add a community element to it, and I'm offering like a lowest tier where people can just join the community. Okay. So basically I'm trying to do, advertising for this business, which is a subset of the previous business that I had, which was just websites for small businesses. There's the background. The question is this: at the point I'm at right now, I've determined that I probably have $100 a month left that I can afford to put to some sort of advertising spending. Right. Okay. So my serious question is whether that needs to be on something like Facebook ads or a subscription to Prolific Monthly. And that's why it's an unfair question. Let me, can I say why though? The reason why is because in everything that you've taught, that I've listened to so far and seen so far, the only thing that I cannot wrap my head around with respect to the people I serve is the whole when. Which you guys are like, hey, this is the key. And I'm like, well, heck, that sucks because I can't figure that out. So I'm wondering if that would be, seriously, a better investment given where I'm at.
Okay. Oh, what a bind. But
here, we will tell it to you straight and not just
I think you should probably right now spend it. If you know how to use Facebook ads, like you should probably spend it on Facebook ads until you create another. Why don't you go out and spend it on your own business and yourself? And why don't you go create another $100 a month in revenue? Okay. Like we have a saying at our house, like we'd never let us or each other or our kids say, I can't afford that. We say, right. How can I afford that?
Right.
Okay. So I honestly think that you should probably go out right now.
And increase your audience.
Increase your audience,
so
increase
that
your revenue.
You have people to market to.
And get to a point where you don't have to make that decision. Okay. Because I'd rather you spend your money right now on some eyeballs looking at your stuff and let it grow. Like how much is your membership a month?
$50, $49.
Go find 2 members and then go subscribe to Prolific Monthly. Okay. That's your goal. Your next 2 members. Then you subscribe to that and then we'll add 20 or 30 more on top of it.
I'll do it just like that.
Is that a deal?
Okay.
That's a deal, man. Thank you.
For those of you who don't know what Prolific Monthly is, it is my month where I will tell you exactly what to promote every single day. It only comes to your mailbox on paper, and you can learn more at prolificmonthly.com.
And who else, what other online marketer is going to tell you?
Keep your money. Don't send us your money. Just asking. Okay. No, seriously though, like honestly guys, anytime you're making decisions like that though, like ask yourself this, like this is why the membership model is actually really cool, because it's like, if you want something, even if it's a car, like, it's like, how much would I need to go buy that car? Like, well, if the car is $300 a month, well, maybe I could just go sell 6 memberships and I would be able to buy the car. Like, that's why we love the membership model.
Yeah, no
it's like
cars that much.
Yeah, don't buy a car. Yeah, you don't have to buy a car. But I'm saying like a Disney cruise.
A wise investment.
Like a Disney cruise is like $5,000. Okay, so we're like, can we go get 100 new or 50 new members before the Disney cruise to pay for that? Yeah,
sure. I'm the one who wants to go. I'm going to be like, okay, what am I going to do?
Okay. So like seriously start thinking that way, when you're making these decisions, like it is important to say, there's opportunity cost. If you choose one thing, you lose another. And you got to make these choices. But the most important thing you can do is choose, right? There probably wasn't a wrong answer there. Like you probably would have got 2 or 3 more members from one way or 2 or 3 from the other. But he does marketing. He knows Facebook ads. It seemed like, hey, go get you 2 or 3 members in the next week. And we'll subscribe.
But I would like to see you put it toward, like growing your audience, and then you can continue to do so while at the same time being able to market to that audience. Yeah. So I think that's a smart way to go.
And if you've got an email list, Steve, too, like shoot an email out right now and see if you can get 3 members. You know what I mean? And that might work too.
Also do a Facebook Live. At our live event last week, we did a little challenge and we said, okay, everybody do a Facebook Live. And I think we had people
all over the room.
Like 4 or 5 people making had sales money just off that.
Just because they decided to do a Facebook Live and tell people they actually had something for sale. Right? So
which is pretty
take
cool.
action, do it. You can't get October anyway because it's already in the mail. So I'll see you next month, Steve.
All right. We've got Dan and Nicole, but it looks like just Nicole.
Hey, Nicole, how are you?
I'm good. Dan only had a question. He said, how do I make money?
All right, that's it. That was just all right. Starting at the beginning, right?
I know. So I just listened to one of your podcasts, and I'm like, step 1 from the blueprint: don't skip ahead.
Let's go. Yeah. Exactly. That's best advice ever given on a Q&A. Everyone always asks me, like, I don't know where to start, and I'm like, okay, click on blueprint. Start at the top. All you got to do. Just go down the list.
So my question, I was with you all 2 years ago at the first one, and then was there with you guys last week. It feels like it was a month ago. I feel like already though.
Live you're talking about here.
Yes, Real Life Live. And I had a shell of an idea last year and then decided to kind of jump on writing a book, which I did. So I launched my pre-sale with you all while I was there. And I think I have 4 pre-sales so far, but I have to do a lot of follow-up too with that live video I did.
Like this week?
It happened like Sunday morning. Like I wanted it up since we had to leave early just to see if I could get anything while still technically there on site. So yeah, between Sunday and Tuesday, I want to say.
Go. Standing ovation in the Zoom, please.
Well,
taking action, right?
I mean,
selling books.
I know, and I will say it didn't hurt. I got some killer publicity in the USA Today. I was quoted in their travel section on Monday.
That's amazing.
So, my question is, really, when it comes to the book and the selling, like I want to keep obviously as much money in my pocket, but I feel like I almost have to be on Amazon to kind of make it.
Yeah.
And they take a lot of cuts, and it's, I'm not printing through them. I'm using a print house because the one negative I've heard over and over from friends that have done the one-off print jobs with them is that they're actually incredibly unreliable. And I want a good product. I want a clean product. So I'm kind of wondering, is it okay to just kind of keep doing it myself, or do I really have to have, I feel like you kind of have to have that Amazon backing to kind of make it big.
Well, it's definitely going to give you like more eyeballs. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's the big thing about Amazon that's so good. You're going to be able to get in front of more people. And it just depends like on the goals of your book. So there's a couple of different reasons like why you would write a book. Okay. One, you might just want to tell your story. Like for us, like one reason we've got a couple books in production or play is because we tell our story everywhere all the time. And we need one place where we can send people to that story. So that's one reason. The next thing that a lot of people use books for, and actually the primary reason most people write books these days, is as a lead magnet. It's designed to get them to the second step. But then we have a member who just launched her book a couple weeks ago, and it was clearly a revenue play. She wanted to increase her company's revenue about $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a year and be able to spend that money on other things. So she's selling the book. It's straight revenue. Like that's the money that she wants. So the first thing I would say is decide exactly what you want the book to be used for. If it's revenue, then Amazon, even if they take a cut, is probably going to help you make more money because you would rather have part of a whale than a whole bluegill, right? And like being able to put your book in front of every human connected to the internet is, even if they take a percentage of it, is going to make more sales than only keeping it on your website tucked away into your little corner of the web. So I would say that there's probably almost no disadvantage to putting it on Amazon unless you feel like you're going to lose rights to it. Like that's what we don't want to do. Like we want to retain control over all of our content. So anybody writing a book, anybody that has a book, There's a lot of different reasons you could, create a book for, but the main reason is you want it in people's hands. So give yourself as many chances as possible to get it on someone's coffee table, in their book bag. And that's probably going to lead to more money. Now, I do think on Amazon, and we're not experts at this, isn't it like if you do certain things, you're not allowed to promote it yourself, and if you do other things, you are?
Yeah,
something like that.
I think
like
so, but I'm not 100% sure about all that.
So make sure you do the thing that lets you sell it on Amazon and keep control over it, even if it's a higher percentage.
Read the terms and conditions.
Yes, and don't lose control of your book or being able to promote it on your own site. All right, great question. Awesome questions today. Hope everybody's good. Saw some more people logging in. Welcome. Making sure I didn't need to admit anybody. Looks good between questions here. Welcome to our, what month is this? It's September. It's we're still in our hangover. We're still in a fog for Flip Your Life Live. So it is our last member call of September. Super excited. October right around the corner. There's a whole bunch of promotional opportunities and marketing opportunities in October, and the Death Star of all things marketing, Black Friday, is right around the corner. We're going to have some amazing information next month for you guys on the podcast about Black Friday. So stay tuned for that. All right. Whose question is up next, Jocelyn?
JJ said he loved your Bassmaster pick.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm slaying the fish, JJ. Walking out and just pulling them in. Actually, our fish are really dumb because our lake never gets fished and they just bite everything. But it makes me look really good at fishing when I'm on it. So, yeah.
But really, everyone's pretty good at
fishing. And in reality, for every one fish I catch, my 10-year-old son, Isaac, catches 6. So, I don't post his pictures because
he's like being crushed all the time. All right. Kevin.
Hey, Kevin. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
What's your question today, man?
All right. So a coworker of mine has a business. He does kids baseball lessons. He coaches for $30. He charges parents $30 for 30 minutes. And he's doing it like a few nights a week.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, you should do online business. And that's what prompted me to post that statement in the forum about the online goggles thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He wants me to help him for a cut of the profits. So, my question is that like shiny object syndrome, or is that just smart business on my part? Because I think it could probably make more money than my business will, like in a shorter amount of time.
Yeah. And the good thing is, how to, and you're in a sport related field. You do fantasy football. He's in a sport related thing. You both jive in to get together. So it's basically, do I pursue an opportunity to help people get started? Is that what you're saying? Right?
Yeah. Yeah. And he's got tons of testimonials already, like really good ones.
Yeah.
And I don't know. The parents are just willing to pay him a lot of money. So I think it's something that could make both of us a lot of money in a short amount of time.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. The only thing I don't ever like doing up front is like just a pure cut of the profits. I mean, because you're going to be doing a lot of the work up front, and you could get yourself into a bind where he creates all the content and never does anything again, and you're just getting a cut. You know what I'm saying? And you're doing all of the stuff.
So a percentage of 0 is 0.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's a chance that is going to. Now, granted, your business is seasonal. I know what your business is, so you've got some opportunities there where you've got more time. Like, yes, like you don't have
I do like it because it's on the off season too.
Yeah.
So
I would just be really careful. The only ships that I've ever seen sink are partnerships when it comes to business, and so you got to be really careful. How bad do you want to keep your friend? Because you never know what's going to happen. You don't want to over deliver or over promise and under deliver. I also wonder too if you could just be like, dude, let me help you market it locally, and if I can, why don't you go to group coaching and I'll go, just go run a Facebook ad for him and cut of that. But there's no guarantees, and just be careful working for a cut. Like, right, it's got to be, if I'm working for a cut, I better know I'm getting a cut. You know what I'm saying, man? Like, if someone came to me and was like, hey, dude, I got this new product and I want to do a webinar and you'll get a cut of the profit. Well, we have an audience. We could probably do that and we're going to get a cut. Right. But this is a brand new thing off the ground, and it might be a little shiny object syndrome.
If it were me, I'm not against this necessarily, but I think that it can only go so far. So meaning, if your business were to take off, you may need to kind of bow out of this situation. But if it were me, I might like situate it as, all right, I get a cut of it for however long, and if it grows to whatever, like you start paying monthly or something.
So basically, like I get like 60% of the first 100 people, period. Like you get the most of that, and then you get a cut later. You could change the percentage. But I will say this:
to monthly.
This,
you know,
this is what we would do if we were going to do this. I am not for sure I would do this. What I would do in this case is I would tell your friend, "Hey, look, you could do this online. If you'll go make all the courses and the trainings and everything, and you do this, then I'll consider helping you putting it on the internet."
That's what I told him.
Yeah.
I told him because he says that some of the parents of the kids are like they do like wedding photography, so they could make all the videos and he could just send them to me.
Prove it.
Yeah,
you gotta prove it.
Yeah, I've had this happen a couple of different times. So one time I was going to make this math website, and you guys know I don't know anything about math much. But anyway, I was going to make this math website, and I had 3 people who were going to make lesson plans. And you know how many of the people made lesson plans? 0.
Yeah.
So, you know, you have to just kind of depend on people to do what they say they're going to do, and they don't always do that, as you know. And I'm always really torn about these situations, like you're talking about marketing and all that. We hire people to work with our kids one-on-one all the time.
I just took Isaac to a one-on-one golf lesson yesterday, and I'm like, dude, you're not charging. I didn't tell
I know,
this.
and we're like so torn because
you're
I'm like,
not charging it for this. But I'm going to tell you that. I'm just going to keep paying you what you tell me.
Should I tell them that they're vastly undercharging,
Yeah,
or
like,
should I pay it and smile?
Golf. I mean, you could have done 10 lessons at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, but people don't get it. And like, you know, like you can put your golf, and I could tell that guy, you could put your golf stuff online, and he may do it, he may not. I don't know. Like, and you just got to be, it's like you don't want to end up the kid in the group at class that does all the work and everybody gets the A. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I always, until you have your own thing that's sustainable, I'd probably stay in your lane and, or maybe start a second thing of your own before and make your own thing really good where you can depend on it. And if somebody screws up, it doesn't affect you, you know? Because what if you put 6 months into this and the dude's like, yeah, this sucks. I don't want to do it anymore. Or what if he's like, gets it all online and he's like, and he pushes you out, you know?
Yeah,
like,
I'd really prefer to see you grow your own something.
I hate it when people enter into partnerships and they have no leverage or, you know, go to HE double hockey sticks money. Like if I enter into a partnership, I can walk out of a partnership. If you enter a partnership, that could cause disasters because you don't really have a way to be like, yeah, this isn't worth it anymore. I'm not.
Well, I don't think I would ever do a partnership personally. Like,
no, we actually stay away from them. Yeah, like that's my only partner.
I might purchase equity in your company and be an owner, but I'm not being a partner with you now.
Yeah. So, moral of the story is probably not the best idea yet until that person is completely proven that they are 100% trustworthy and all in.
But what you could do is maybe offer an affiliate for that person. You know, like there are ways to do it without being married to them. Yeah. And you know what I mean? Not literally.
Because we are married. And there's no getting out of this.
But I don't think Kevin is marrying his baseball coach.
Probably not.
Probably.
All right.
Okay.
That sounds like a CNN story waiting to happen. Okay. Who are we at next?
Cynthia, who can hopefully hear us now.
Hey, Cynthia. How are you doing today? She's signing. Now, I don't know if that means...
we don't know signs.
All right, so hold on. So I think something's wrong with the audio.
Okay.
So we're going to have to read Cynthia's question.
Yeah, I'll read
hold on.
Okay, hold on a second.
All right, Jocelyn's going to find the question. We're going to read that. And ironically, Cynthia teaches sign language. So she was literally signing to us on the video for this question.
Okay, it says, how do you feel about putting my online course that is hosted on my site also on Udemy?
Okay, all for it. It's the same reason we put our lesson plans that we host at U.S. History Teachers on Teachers Pay Teachers. It's another way to make money. I would consider Udemy more of a lead generator. Like you might not want to put everything up there, but it's going to let people discover you, let you find you. At the end of your videos, say that you have a website, you know, so they can go there and check it out. But it's a great way to get leads. It's a great way to create some additional revenue. And remember, people don't join your membership for the content. They come for the content, but they stay for community. They stay for leadership. They stay for those intangible benefits that you can't get from just hit and play on a course, right? So like Udemy is a great way to find people. There's another one called Skillshare. That's another great place that you can post stuff. Anywhere we can post stuff for sale, we like to do that. We actually have a big campaign right now where we're taking all of our individual resources from U.S. History Teachers and putting them individually up on Teachers Pay Teachers so that we can have hundreds of things. And like, I think I'm going to make all of our quizzes free, like every quiz on Teachers Pay Teachers free, because I want hundreds of teachers to find my stuff and then come back to the membership later.
But one thing is you want to make sure that you're not offering it for less than your membership. like, if we put all of our stuff on Teachers Pay Teachers out there for 50 cents and then we sell our membership for X dollars, then obviously we want the membership to be more valuable.
Yeah. So Udemy is weird because they control your pricing. Like, you really have no control over your pricing. That's why it's probably better to kind of piecemeal it out, like a few things. You know what I'm saying? And not like the whole shebang. They can't get everything at once. Because you got to be really careful that you're not undervaluing what's in the community. Okay. But if you can get stuff in a third party market, and if you can get things in front of more people, and if you can make you a little bit more money, that money can then fuel. Like, I love to take the Teachers Pay Teachers money and use it for ads for my membership to follow up. Like, it's a great thing. It liquidates my ad spend. It's like free money because it's just out there in that marketplace. And I use that to put a magnifying glass on the thing I really want people to do, which is buy my membership. Okay. So yeah, I would totally recommend doing that. Just the main thing you got to watch is your pricing. Watch your pricing. Make sure you're not devaluing everything that you're doing. And it's a pretty much green light to go. Okay. All right, y'all. That wraps up another Q&A with S&J. We hope you learned something today that can help you take your business to the next level. And we hope you had a lot of fun listening in to one of our Flip Your Life member calls. We would love to have you on one of our upcoming member calls. We do 2 member calls every month inside the Flip Your Life community, and we'd love to see you there. And we've made it super easy for you to attend one of those calls because you can join the Flip Your Life community right now and get your first month for free. Absolutely free. And if you sign up today, not only will you get full access to the entire Flip Your Life blueprint, our step-by-step process for starting, building, and growing an online business, not only will you get access to all of our community areas, including our forums, where you can get the help you need to take your business to the next level, but you also get to attend those live member calls where you can ask questions and you can get the answers you need right now to take your next step. All you have to do is go to flippedlifestyle.com/free. That's FLIPPEDLIFESTYLE.com/FREE. flippedlifestyle.com/free. Go there right now and you can start your free month inside of the Flip Your Life community. Thank you so much for listening to today's podcast, and we hope to see you soon inside of the Flip Your Life community. And until next time, do whatever it takes to flip your life.
Bye. And so while we're waiting for the questions to pop up, there's actually an interesting discussion going on in the community started by Kevin, who's here. And he was saying, do you ever look at the world through like marketing lenses now? And oh my goodness, I do this
all
every
the time. We're kind of
day.
ruined. Like, I can just see everything that's being sold to me at all times. It's kind of like Neo in the Matrix, like all the little numbers and digits and all those letters like happen.
And I think it's the worst when you go somewhere where people are like experts at it. Like if you go to Disney or something, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so being upsold right now.
I'm being sold right now, right? Jocelyn was being upsold on a Disney cruise a few minutes ago because she was like, hey, check this out. This is a really good deal and it's a limited time, Shane.
I would never do that.
So
I would never
we're talking
look
about
at
it.
cruises.
We're working on it.